Greetings and welcome to another episode of Play Unplugged TV. I am your host, Enrico. I'm here with Tony Borzak, and we are at Gen Con 2014. Very excited. We've got some brand new Privateer Press product here to unbox. We're unboxing kind of gangland style. We're in the hotel. I was looking for the place with the best lighting. You can see there's a little bit of glare, but this is the best we're going to get right at the moment. And so we're going to rip into two brand new Privateer Press products. I think one of them is just been released, which is Borka Vengeance of the Rimeshaw, I think is how you say it, and or otherwise known on the Privateer Press forums as
Borka.
And the new plastic Earthborn Dire Troll. So Tony, you're our resident troll expert as a Trollblood player yourself. Tell us a little bit about these guys.
These guys, well, we'll start with the Earthborn Dire Troll since he's been around, but it's nice that he's in plastic now. And he's been a long time go-to heavy war beast for the Trollblood faction in hordes. He has an amazing animus which allows other creatures to get benefits from the terrain around them. The most notable being getting a nice arm boost, which trolls always love. And then when we go from him, we go to the Epic Borka. I know Borka has been one of the most sought-after epic versions people have wanted for a long time. He's kind of gotten rid of the beer gimmick, but now he's on a bear, so
you shouldn't. Could be better?
Yeah, and you shouldn't drink in bear. That's a bad message.
I agree. If you're going to ride a bear, I think it's best to ride responsibly. So which one do you want to crack open first?
Should we save the best for last, or should we just go right into the good stuff?
You know what? We'll go through the Earthborn Dire Troll. We can do it maybe more quickly because people are kind of familiar. Here, go ahead, Tony. You do the honors.
All right. Pop them open. This is pretty much your standard blister. I have already looked at them, so these pieces do come in plastic. I did just pop it open to make sure we had everything, but you know, he's got his base. He's like in 8 pieces. It's like a very great kit, very few pieces, which is kind of nice by Privateer. Everything has custom built slots, so it'll slot in. You see there's some where from the mold and flash, but you know, you get a good pair of clippers or even a really sharp hobby knife, you're going to have that in no time. Looks like it'll fit tight. I don't even think you're going to have to do much gap filling on them.
Yeah, there'll be some gap filling. I see like a gap here, but for the most part, I mean, it's pretty well cast. These plastics get better and better in terms of their ability to capture the detail. Every time I see one of these, and they use like I guess a PVC kind of plastic, and sometimes that can lead to some soft details, but they've really kind of refined this process. Let's get a look at the head.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of very emotive head.
And I mean, it's essentially, it doesn't look like a different pose or anything to me. I think it is essentially they just redid the mold and the resin now.
Just checking out some of the parts fits. Well, this one, because it has a nub there, it's going to have to be trimmed off. It might not fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool kit.
But it's cool.
I might just be putting the... Oh, yeah. I put it in the wrong spot. That's why. There it goes. It fits perfectly, actually.
Like, I love this part. Like, this is actually a piece of the terrain, which is one fist. You'll see the fist has a slot on it. Let me...
You want to slot that in there? Is it up? It's this one.
Ah, I grabbed the wrong piece, yeah.
And it goes, and that kind of actually balances the entire model. Now, I think this being in plastic is going to be a real boon because you won't have to.
He won't be top heavy and falling to a million pieces. And it's such a great pose. I mean, he's like leaping over, coming to get you. So
cool. All right, well, let's get ready for the main event. Let's pull out Borka over here.
All right, so now here we got Borka, which is one of their new things, which is, first you'll notice that it is part metal, part resin, and that bear being resin is amazing, because otherwise this thing would weigh about a metric ton.
Yeah, and it'd be really hard. I think it would make the assembly a lot harder. A couple things to note. Number one, Privateer Press resin. So this is different than the plastic that we just were looking at. It is different. And you'll see, you might be able to notice on camera, you might not, that it's a lighter gray. That's how you know this is a resin piece versus their PVC-like plastic. But the detail on their resin pieces is even more clean. Really like it. I mean, like when you look at all the different details in the armor on this, it's pretty fantastic.
And for big Trollblood fans, you'll notice this armor coming down the back of the bear is exactly the same as the armor that drapes over the back of the bison riders in the faction.
Oh, that's cool. So he'll go really well with those. Yeah. Now, does he? You've got a chance to look at the stat card. Does he work well with the with those guys?
I would
with
put him
the
in,
Tuffalos?
I think he would work well with the Tuffalos because of the speed, but really, he's another thing we've been looking for. He is really another beast caster. Like, his abilities boost beasts. He has a field marshal ability that makes them immune to cold damage, which goes into his feet. On his feet turn, anybody that hits him, hits anything in his army that's immune to cold, then becomes stationary. So you get a really easy counter strike. Unlike a lot of casters or locks, he's kept trauma, and trauma's kept the same special abilities that it kept before. He has the bombs. They're like bolos now.
Yeah, we were talking about that. He looked like he was equipped almost exactly the same, but you said the bombs are bolos now. What does that mean?
I don't know. They don't really. The only thing that they're really there for is Borka now has assault, so he gets to shoot and then hit you when he charges. Oh, and his bear gets to hit you too.
As if he needed it.
Other than that, this looks like a great kit. You know, a little bit more parts, but there's a lot going on. I don't think it's excessive.
I'm more forgiving of a kit like this when it's like, you know you're only going to be building one, and it's going to be one of those things you're going to lavish a ton of detail on because it's going to be the leader of your force. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the entire kit. I think it looks really great.
Now, there's one weird thing. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but the bottom jaw of the bear is metal.
This is one of those things I gotta say, that's something I don't get. Now, I think what Privateer Press would say, so just to show people what Tony's talking about, like this goes in here. I have to say though, when you look at the position of the feet, I don't get it. Now it fits fine, and it's not going to really be. There's not really going to be a gap to fill or anything like that, so it's not really a big thing to complain about. But I just don't get. I don't get why that cuts there, because it doesn't seem to break a plane with the feet or the top of the jaw. So, and this is cast in one piece, so you can imagine. Here's the mold. That part I just don't get.
Yeah. The only other thing that, even though there's a lot of resin, it's still only on 2 points of contact. You're going to have that metal piece on it. There's no pegs on the feet.
Yeah, so you might want to, but pinning, that's not going to be too hard. The one thing I think will be hard is, I personally would think you might want to pin these arms.
Yes.
You can see there's flat-to-flat surface, and maybe not this one because there's a little bit of a depression there you could probably get away with. Let me see the other one. I don't know. I think maybe these would still be. I think they'd still be worth pinning, especially if it's going to see heavy play.
Because those are near the top. Inevitably, you're going to end up grabbing there. So
yeah, absolutely. But overall, I think both these models were fantastic. Looks great. Any parting comments, Tony?
I can't wait to get this guy together and get painted up. I might be reaching too far, but I kind of want to have him painted up and play him at Gen Con here tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, that is good. You are definitely chasing the sun there, my friend. All right, folks, thanks for watching this episode of Play Unplugged TV. Look for more of our coverage of Gen Con. We're going to do maybe a couple more unboxings before this is all over. And as usual, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and thanks for watching.
Have a good day.